Hey Angel, I'm gonna ask you both a question. I'm gonna ask you both the same question, but I'm gonna ask Angel first. When did you start cutting hair? First off,
Summer of 2016.
so 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Um, and how did that start for you? Like, what got you to be a barber?
I've always liked cutting hair. My aunt used to be a cosmetologist,
Mm.
and I'd always be with her. So I was always, around it, being at the barbershop every week, getting haircuts. And,
Now, was it a barbershop or a salon?
it was barbershop.
It was a barbershop.
Yeah.
So she was a wait.
No, not her, not her. I was always going to premium cut to get a haircut.
Oh, okay. But she worked in a salon or
She worked in a salon.
she worked in a salon.
Yeah,
Okay, so you like the barbering because you would go to premium cuts,
Yeah.
right? But you were always around it because your aunt worked as a stylist
Yeah.
in a salon or a barbershop?
In a salon.
In a salon. Okay. What initiate like what would what initiated like you saying like, you know what, I'm gonna take action and go like go to school to become a barber, or like what came first, going to school or cutting hair?
Cutting hair.
Cutting hair. How long after that did you go to like decide that you're gonna go to school and sign up?
A couple months, like 2-3 months after.
And because I think that a lot of people they struggle with that question of like, I want to be a barber, but I don't know what I should do first, right? I have my opinion on that, but what's your opinion? Someone never picked up clippers before, wants to become a barber, has no experience whatsoever, but they want to be a barber. How would you go about that if that was your situation?
I'll start off by cutting hair, like try it out, make sure you like it.
Right.
And after that, bro, after that, I'd probably go check out barber schools. There's many barber schools that don't teach you how to cut hair, but they teach you a lot about skateboarding. But there is some schools that will teach you how to cut hair. Like when I started going to Barber Academy, that's where I learned how to cut hair.
Who they like? Why? Because they actually sit down and teach you, or because they have that little shop in the back where you can go and shadow them all day, kind of deal?
A little bit of both, bro. When they're free, they're gonna come out and help you. If anything you need, they answer all the questions you ask. Mainly watching them. I think what helped me. Watching the steps they do, how they move with the clippers and everything.
Yeah, I thought that was actually pretty cool that they have that little room for their professional.
Yeah. That
right.
way how they get down.
Yeah, like
really
essentially,
yeah.
you actually kind of get the barbershop feel
Yeah.
within the school, right?
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty cool. But I actually agree with you. I think that people who've never picked up clippers before should cut hair at home and see if they're willing to, number one, invest in themselves by buying clippers and buying all the stuff you need, right, to be a barber, quote unquote. Because a lot of people will talk about they want to be this, want to be that, but they never take the first step, which is simply buying clippers and cutting hair at home. Like that I think that people that really want to be barbers, that's something that you do, right? It's like driving. Like, I want to learn how to drive. I'm gonna go try to, at least sit in the car and feel out the whole situation and see, do I really want to drive,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people want to do, like, people have hit me up on Instagram and ask me to teach them how to cut hair, but I ask them these questions that kind of like weave out all the people that are just BSing themselves.
Yeah.
Which is simply, what clippers do you have? Have you picked up clippers before? Have you cut anybody's hair before? Have you at least for the minimum, at no cost, got on YouTube and watched somebody cut hair?
Yeah.
At the minimum,
Yeah.
right?
Because sometimes it might just be like an idea in someone's head. Like,
Right.
Sounds cool, cut hair.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's a lot of people that have an idea, they think. I mean, that's happened to me several times. Like, and a lot of things. Like I've wanted to do things where I'm like, cool, like that sounds pretty dope, and like I think I'd be good at it, but I never took step because I think that when you want something as bad as you want to breathe, you'll take initiative and
Exactly.
at least move forward,
Yep.
right? How long between like cutting hair, like actually picking up the clippers, or like what, like how did that go about? Like did you go pick up clippers, or did you like what, like walk me through that? Like when did you start cutting hair? When was your first haircut?
I had a pair of these Walmart clippers.
You what?
I had a pair of these Walmart clippers,
Oh, okay.
and me and all my friends, we had a little party at my house. And, we got drunk.
What the hell? Drunk
Yeah,
for
I
your
was
first
drunk, bro.
cut?
I was drunk. We were faded, bro. It was funny. We were faded. And I told my boy, hey, bro, let me cut your hair. I had a straight razor
Oh,
and a
that
Walmart
sounds
clipper,
bad.
bro. And I thought, I was like, yeah, I'm about to bar this shit out. And
Hella
I
sick.
started doing it, bro, right? And I fucked up, like, not really like fucked it up, but it wasn't the best.
You probably did though.
When I was doing it, bro, I was having like so much fun with it, enjoying it. And at that point, I realized this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Nothing else mattered at the moment, other than getting that down. And after that, I started learning a lot more.
How did you? Is it for me? Yeah. How did you go about like learning? Evergreen Barbershop.
I started asking people I knew. I had a friend that was a barber at the time, and I learned a lot from him. He told me a couple tools I could get and all that to start off. And after that, I started just messing with those for like a month. Then I enrolled into a barber school.
Yeah, we don't take we don't take part. Thank you. Bye-bye. That's interesting. How did you acquire your first like haircut? Your first, because you had to find somebody to cut their hair, right? So you guys were at a party, you guys were drinking, so your friends were there, right? So initially it's your friends, right? Which from reading a lot of books and stuff and listening to seminars, they call it the warm market, people that are closest to you. Cold market is people you don't know or you're about to call or whatever. So aside from like your friends and whatnot, being there, doing your first haircut, being drunk, out, outside of that, right? Because I think that a lot of people have problem getting clientele, or like I'll tell them like find me a model, find a model, and then I'll teach you how to cut hair, but you just gotta find me a model. That's it, right? I don't charge them. I just tell them find a model, and we'll walk through a haircut, and I'll teach you how to cut hair. And a lot of people will use that as an excuse or an obstacle to not, like, that's a huge barrier for a lot of people. A lot of people will tell me, I don't know anybody that can cut their hair. I don't have clients or whatever. I think that's hella simple and easy to find brother, cousin, father, friend. Right? Everybody has at least one friend. I feel. I mean, you should. Shit. Even if you went on the street and you told somebody, hey, let me cut your hair for free. I'm gonna whatever. You gotta sell yourself, really, right? You gotta sell that confidence and sell that that you can do the service, right? Because if you go out and tell them like, I suck, but let me cut your hair, like obviously you're gonna get a no. But if you've been studying, right, by watching YouTube, shadowing people at a shop, putting in the work to at least have an idea, right? Because I'm like, what caused you, or what allowed you to be like, you know what, I'm drunk. And one reason why you shouldn't have done it. But what gave you the like, you know what, I got this, right? Because you guys were faded, I'm assuming, or at least somewhere along those lines. Doing your first haircut and drinking, like, how does that equal trying my first haircut? Like, confidence, right? So I'm sure that the alcohol definitely helped with that. But outside of that, right before that, besides the alcohol, what was it that, like, for me, it was like, for me doing my first haircut, it was, I've been watching YouTube. I've been practicing on my own hair, so I have an idea, right? So what was it for you that was like, you know what, I've been doing this long enough, I'm gonna finally try it? Like, what was it, the same thing like YouTube or something?
No, I never really was into YouTube. That's a hard question. The fact that I knew that I wanted to thrive in the industry, bro.
Say that again?
The fact that I knew I wanted to thrive in the industry. I knew I wanted to take this serious and go to the next level, make a living out of it.
Right, so wanting it that bad.
Yeah, wanting
right?
it that bad. I wasn't.
And that's all it freaking takes.
It does.
And that's what like irks me about certain people that give me these excuses. You know what I mean? Like, some people have some legitimate excuses, and some people, like, they're honest to do it. Like, in anything that you want to do, there are no excuses.
There isn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want something that bad, you're gonna do what it takes. Yeah. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I was just watching a video of some girl that's homeless working at Starbucks to save up to go to college. She takes the bus every day, and is homeless, and she still manages to get to work. Why? Because she wants to go to college that bad, right?
That's what it all comes down to, how bad you want it.
Yeah, I agree.
I could have just said, I'm not going to go to school, I'm going to be, content with what I have.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't grow. I don't knock being like a garage barber or non-licensed barber, but there's only so much you can do with it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's a lot of barbers that are a lot better than people that have licenses, right?
I don't knock it, but, that license does give you a little extra,
Well, yeah, 'cause in California or in the United States, that's how everything works. It's by licenses and money, really. So if you don't have a license, then you're not quote unquote credible, right? Sure. I remember when I first started and I was promoting myself, for being in my garage. Like, I'm not trying to blow my head up or nothing, but I was a pretty badass barber when I was in my garage, and people, I would tell them I was charging $15 in my garage. And people would turn around and be like, what the hell, $15 in your garage? Oh, hell nah. And I'm like, dude, you haven't even seen my work. Like, at least look at my work before you knock me that hard, because it was like with attitude and everything. And so it offended me, but I mean,
I think
I had my license too at the time, actually.
I think it's important to have your license. I mean, do you really want to be part of the industry, or do you just want to be just a garage barber or something like that?
I think that's
do you want to make a living? Do you want to buy a house, sometime in the future with that money that you're making, or you want to buy something?
Well, think about this, because some people will argue and say, because I used to work in my garage with my license, right, before I went to Barber's Inc. And some people, and I claim tax, and I claim my money. So either way, I could have purchased the property with the income that I was making from home. I think that it's more to kind of like tag on to what you were saying is it separates you from I guess like what people the social acceptance, right? Yeah. Like people, I give them a card and tell them, hey, come see me. They're like, all right, okay, cool. Where are you at? Oh, I'm at home. And that can change everything depending on who your market is, right? Because when I was at home, my market was a bunch of high schoolers and young people which was cool. It was nice for the time being, but as I wanted to expand my market and clientele to higher paying clients. I went from 15 to 25, you know, and or 18 to 25, and that's a pretty big jump. Normally you'll probably go like $5 at a time or $2 at a time, whatever, right? And I lost a lot of clients going from my garage to a barbershop, right? But I also, it's kind of like monkey bars. You let go of the last one to grab the next one, right? And it could be an incline, really. And so I lost about 40 to 60% of my clientele going from my garage to the barbershop, because I went from being in a certain area to probably like 12 miles further. And not only that, my price went up. So I had to deal with that, but it was like I said, monkey bars. You let go of the last one to grab onto the next one, right? But I guess we'll just cut this one short, and I'll do Chris later. But that's what I kind of just wanted to hear from somebody else who is recently licensed, building the clientele, and is a young individual. How old are you? 20 years old. Damn, that's hella good, bro. I didn't even know that you were 20. I'm sure you've told me multiple times. Yeah. But I think that a lot of people have the question of like, what do they do, right? If they're a barber, or somebody who wants to be an aspiring barber, or somebody who just looking for something to do and a career to jump into, and is young like yourself. You know, I think that it's just a matter of, like we said, how bad do you want it? That's just what it comes down to. You know. Well, cool. Show. Appreciate you, dog. You. Oh, damn. You all right? You good?